The Amazon rainforest, a place so vast, so powerful, and so mysterious that even in the 21st century, it continues to astonish scientists, explorers, and storytellers alike. When you first hear the word Amazon, images of endless trees, winding rivers, and exotic animals may come to mind. Yet no picture, no photograph, no single description can fully capture the immensity of this living, breathing world. Stretching across 9 countries of South America, the Amazon covers more than 5.5 million square kilometers. Imagine a green ocean, an expanse of life so immense that it generates its own weather, its own cycles of rain and wind, a kingdom of biodiversity unrivaled anywhere on Earth. It is often called the lungs of the planet, for it produces nearly 20% of the world's oxygen, and yet this phrase only hints at its importance. For the Amazon is not just the lungs, it is also the beating heart, the flowing blood, and the breathing soul of our planet. As the dawn rises above the canopy, golden light spills over leaves the size of boats, painting the forest in shades of emerald and jade. Mist clings to the treetops, curling like smoke, rising into the sky, as if the forest itself were whispering to the heavens. From above, the Amazon appears like an endless carpet of green, stretching far beyond the horizon, broken only by the silver veins of rivers that twist and turn like serpents. Beneath this canopy lies another world, humid, shadowy, and alive with sound. It is here that life thrives in unimaginable abundance. In a single hectare of Amazonian forest, one can find more species of plants than in all of North America. Towering trees compete for sunlight, their branches interlocking to form a roof so dense that less than 1% of sunlight reaches the forest floor. Yet even in this darkness, life finds a way. Strange fungi glow in the shadows. Tiny insects crawl across the damp soil. Frogs no larger than a fingernail cling to leaves, their bright colors warning of deadly poison. Everywhere, the air vibrates with sound. The haunting call of a howler monkey echoes across the treetops. A chorus of cicadas sings in unison, their voices rising like waves. Parrots shriek in flashes of scarlet, blue, and gold as they soar above the canopy. And beneath it all, the steady pulse of the river beats like a hidden drum, carrying life through every corner of this vast wilderness. But to truly understand the Amazon, one must imagine it not as a forest alone, but as a living organism. The trees breathe in carbon dioxide and exhale oxygen. The rivers flow like veins, carrying nutrients across thousands of kilometers. The rains fall, evaporate, and return again in an eternal cycle. The forest feeds the sky, and the sky, in turn, feeds the forest. This is a world of balance, a delicate harmony that has endured for millions of years. And yet, it is also a place of extremes. The Amazon is both nurturing and unforgiving. It is a cradle of life, yet hides predators of unmatched power. It offers food, shelter, and medicine, but also conceals venom, disease, and danger. To step into the Amazon is to enter a realm where every breath, every sound, every shadow carries meaning. It is a place that demands respect, a cathedral of nature, where survival is both a challenge and a miracle. Long before scientists set foot here, indigenous peoples walked these forests, guided by wisdom passed down through generations. To them, the forest is not just a home, but a sacred being, alive with spirits and stories. Each tree, each river, each animal holds meaning, woven into the fabric of their lives. And perhaps they see what modern eyes so often forget, that the Amazon is not separate from us. Its survival is tied to ours, and its destruction would echo far beyond its borders. The story of the Amazon begins not with one river or one tree, but with countless lives, interconnected in ways still not fully understood. To stand at its edge is to feel small, humbled by its immensity. To enter it hard is to be transformed, to walk in the footsteps of jaguars, to hear the flutter of unseen wings, to witness the miracle of life unfolding in infinite forms. This is the Amazon, a boundless sea of green, a place where the ordinary becomes extraordinary, where every leaf hides a mystery and every sound tells a story. And as we journey deeper into its heart, we will uncover the secrets of the river that shapes it, the creatures that inhabit it, and the challenges that threaten its very survival. The endless green ocean awaits. The Amazon River. a name that echoes with power, mystery, and legend. It is not only the lifeline of the rainforest, it is a lifeline of a continent. No other river in the world can compare to its scale, its force, and its impact on life. To speak of the Amazon without speaking of its river is impossible, for the river and the forest are not separate, they are one. Born high in the Andes Mountains of Peru, the Amazon begins as a trickle of melting snow. Here, in the thin, icy air, water rushes down steep slopes, gathering strength as it carves valleys and cuts through stone. These tiny streams merge, becoming torrents, and soon form the headwaters of what will grow into the mightiest river on earth. From these humble beginnings, the Amazon embarks on a journey of over 6,400 kilometers, crossing the continent until it finally meets the Atlantic Ocean with a force so immense that its fresh water can still be tasted more than 150 kilometers out to sea. Imagine standing at the mouth of this river, where it meets the ocean. Here, the Amazon is over 200 kilometers wide, larger than the distance between some major cities. Its flow is so great that in just a single second, the Amazon pours more water into the Atlantic than the Thames River does in an entire day, more than the Nile and the Mississippi combined. It is a river of superlatives, the largest in volume, one of the longest on Earth, and unquestionably the most powerful. But the Amazon is more than numbers. It is a world in itself. Over 1,100 tributaries feed into it, weaving a web of waterways that bind the rainforest together. Some of these tributaries are rivers so vast that, in any other part of the world, they would be famous in their own right. The Madeira, the Negro, the Tapajos, the Xingu. Each one carries sediments, nutrients, and life, creating ecosystems that support countless species. Together, they form a basin that covers nearly 40% of South America, an area so large it could swallow entire countries whole. Life along the Amazon River is unlike anywhere else. On its banks, giant trees lean toward the water, their roots drinking deeply. Villages nestling in clearings, their people traveling by canoe as their ancestors did for centuries. Fishermen cast their nets in silence, their lives synchronized with the rhythms of the river. In flood season, when rains swell the Amazon beyond its banks, entire forests are submerged, becoming an aquatic world where fish swim among branches and dolphins glide through sunken groves. In the dry season, sandbanks and islands appear, reshaping the landscape again. The Amazon is never still. It is a river of constant change, a living, breathing force. The creatures that inhabit its waters are as extraordinary as the river itself. The pink river dolphin, or boto, glides gracefully beneath the surface, its playful leaps breaking the silence of dawn. The piranha, feared and misunderstood, form schools that shimmer like silver in the current. Giant catfish, some growing longer than a man, prowl the depths, while electric eels release jolts powerful enough to stun their prey. Here, too, lives the arapaima, one of the largest freshwater fish in the world, covered in scales like armor, capable of leaping from the water with astonishing strength. Each species is a testament to the Amazon's ability to shape life in unique and unexpected ways. And above the waters, the drama continues. Herons stand motionless, eyes fixed on the ripples below. Kingfishers dive like arrows, piercing the surface in search of a meal. Swarms of insects buzz in the humid air, providing food for bats that sweep across the twilight sky. The river is both stage and audience, a theater where every day brings new performances, where survival is the only script. But the Amazon River is more than just a habitat. It is also a storyteller. Within its sediments lie the history of mountains eroded, forests grown and regrown, climates shifted over millions of years. Each grain of sand, each drop of water carries a memory of the earth itself. The river reminds us that time here is measured not in years or decades, but in epochs. For the people who live along its banks, the Amazon is life itself. Indigenous tribes tell stories of river spirits and guardian beings that dwell in its depths. They see the river not as an obstacle to be crossed, but as a relative to be respected, a provider that sustains their food, their travel, and their culture. For them, the river is sacred, a mirror of the sky, a pathway to the unseen. And yet, even in its strength, the Amazon is vulnerable. Dams, deforestation, and pollution threaten its delicate balance. The mighty flow that has endured for millions of years faces new challenges from human hands. To lose the river would be to lose the forest. To lose the forest would be to lose the rhythm of the planet itself. As night falls, the river transforms. The air cools, mist rises, and the calls of nocturnal creatures awaken. The water reflects the stars, creating the illusion of a sky both above and below. Somewhere in the distance, a jaguar prowls the riverbank. Somewhere beneath the surface, unseen eyes watch, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. In the Amazon, life never sleeps, and the river never rests. The Amazon River is not simply a body of water. It is the backbone of the rainforest, the sculptor of landscapes, the highway of species, the pulse of life itself. To journey along its course is to witness creation in constant motion. And as we continue our journey, we will meet the winged jewels of this forest, the birds of paradise that paint the skies with color and song. The river has carried us this far. Now it will guide us to the skies. The skies above the Amazon are alive. They are filled with wings, with color, with sound. At dawn, when the first rays of light pierce through the canopy, the rainforest awakens in a chorus that is both chaotic and harmonious. It is a concert with no conductor, yet perfectly orchestrated. Every chirp, every screech, every whistle belongs to a symphony that has played for millions of years. The Amazon is home to more than 1,300 species of birds, nearly one-third of all bird species on Earth. From tiny hummingbirds that weigh less than a coin to mighty harpy eagles with talons larger than a human hand. The variety is staggering. Here, the sky is not empty space. It is a kingdom. Let's begin with the most iconic of all, the toucan. With its massive rainbow-colored bill, the toucan looks like a creature painted by imagination itself. But its beak is not just decoration. Light and surprisingly strong, it serves as a tool for reaching fruit, for peeling, for regulating body temperature, and even for playful duels between rivals. Toucans move in small flocks, their calls echoing like croaking frogs through the forest. Wherever they fly, they carry with them a sense of wonder, as if the forest itself decided to give laughter a shape and a voice. Beside them, the macaws blaze across the sky like living rainbows. Scarlet macaws, blue and yellow macaws, green-winged macaws, each one more brilliant than the last. They fly in pairs, their bonds lasting a lifetime. Side by side, they soar above the canopy, their powerful wings carrying them for miles in search of fruit and nuts. Their cries are sharp, almost harsh, but they are cries of love and loyalty, a declaration of companionship. For macaws, love is written in the skies. But beauty in the Amazon skies is not only about color, it is also about power. High above the trees, the harpy eagle reigns supreme. One of the largest and most formidable birds of prey in the world, the harpy eagle commands respect. Its wings stretch wide, its talons curve like daggers, strong enough to pierce the skull of the monkey. From its perch, it watches with piercing eyes, waiting for the moment to strike. And when it does, it falls like thunder, silent until the final heartbeat. Few creatures escape its grasp. To see a harpy eagle is to witness the very embodiment of majesty and strength. Still, not all birds of the Amazon are giants or hunters. Some are small, delicate, and filled with energy. The hummingbird, a jewel of the forest, hovers before flowers with wings that beat faster than the human eye can follow. Their iridescent feathers shimmer like liquid emerald, sapphire, and ruby. They are restless travelers, moving tirelessly from bloom to bloom, spreading life with every sip of nectar. In the stillness of the forest, they are sparks of living light. At night, the mood shifts. The skies belong to other voices. The night jars, with their haunting songs that echo in the darkness. Owls glide silently between branches, their eyes glowing like amber lanterns. And above the river, bats swarm by the thousands, feeding on insects and fruit, shaping the night as surely as the sun shapes the day. Yet the true wonder of Amazonian birds lies not only in their beauty, but in their roles within the ecosystem. They are gardeners of the forest. By carrying seeds in their beaks and droppings, they spread life across vast distances. Without them, the rainforest could not renew itself. The colors of macaw, the laughter of the toucan, the strength of the eagle, these are not just adornments of nature. They are engines of survival, gears in the great machine of the forest. And they are storytellers, too. Indigenous peoples of the Amazon speak of birds as messengers, carriers of wisdom from the spirit world. The cry of the macaw may signal rain. The flight of the toucan may guide hunters. The owl may warn of danger, while the eagle embodies courage and protection. For the people who live here, birds are not only companions. They are symbols of meaning woven into daily life. As the sun sets, the chorus begins again. This time, it is a softer hymn, a closing song to the day. Parrots gather in noisy flocks, returning to their roosts. Herons stretch their wings along the riverbanks. High in the canopy, the last rays of light catch the wings of the passing flock, turning them into embers against the darkening sky. The Amazon skies are never empty. They are always alive, always moving, always singing. And as we look upward, we are reminded that the rainforest is not only a forest of trees. It is a forest of wings, a cathedral of flight, a living celebration of life in its most brilliant form. From the skies, we now turn our eyes back to the shadows of the forest. For in the darkness beneath the trees dwell hunters more silent, more fearsome, and more cunning than any eagle. In the next chapter, we will meet the true predators of the jungle, the jaguar, the anaconda, and others who rule the night. The stage is set. The hunters await. The Amazon rainforest is a cradle of life. It is lush, fertile, and abundant. But beneath this paradise lies a shadow. For in a land where life flourishes, predators thrive as well. They are the hunters, the rulers of silence, the masters of patience. They are the ones that remind us that survival here is not given. It is earned. Among them, one name stands above all, the jaguar. The jaguar is more than an animal. It is a legend, stocky, muscular, and powerful. It is the largest cat in the Americas and the third largest in the world. Unlike its cousins, the jaguar is built not for speed, but for strength. Its bite is the most powerful of any big cat, capable of piercing the thick skull of a caiman or crushing the shell of a turtle. Silent and unseen, it prowls through the undergrowth, blending perfectly with dappled light and shadow. For the jaguar, patience is the greatest weapon. It waits, it watches, and then it strikes, fast, brutal, final. To the indigenous peoples of the Amazon, the jaguar is more than a predator. It is a spirit, a guardian, a being of immense power. Myths speak of shamans who can transform into jaguars, crossing the line between human and beast. To see one in the wild is rare, a fleeting glimpse of muscle and rosette spots, and yet its presence is felt everywhere. The jaguar is the heartbeat of the forest sphere. But the jaguar is not alone in ruling the shadows. In the waters, another predator reigns, the black caiman. This giant reptile, reaching lengths of more than 5 meters, lurks silently beneath the surface of rivers and lakes. Its eyes glow like embers at night, betraying its presence in the darkness. It is a patient hunter, waiting motionless until its prey draws near. And then, with explosive force, it bursts in the water, jaws snapping shut with bone-crushing power. Few animals escape, once caught in its grip. For centuries, it was feared as a monster, and perhaps rightly so. Moving through the rivers with serpentine grace, the anaconda coils through the water. The green anaconda is the heaviest snake in the world, capable of reaching lengths of more than 8 meters. It does not rely on venom. Instead, it relies on sheer strength. Once it seizes its prey, it wraps its muscular body around it, tightening with every breath until there is no breath left to take. Fish, birds, capybaras, even caimans can fall victim to its crushing embrace. To witness an anaconda strike is to watch raw power in motion. Yet the predators of the jungle are not only the giants. Some are small, almost invisible, and yet just as deadly. Consider the bullet ant, barely an inch long. Its sting is said to be the most painful of any insect in the world, described as waves of burning fire that can last for hours. To the tribes of the Amazon, the sting of the bullet ant is part of a ritual of endurance and courage. To nature, it is a reminder that size does not always determine power. In the treetops, ocelots and margays stalk silently, their spotted coats blending into the foliage. Smaller than jaguars, but no less cunning, they hunt birds, monkeys, and rodents. Agile and swift, the margay is so adapted to its environment they can climb down trees headfirst, an ability few cats possess. Hidden, secretive, they are shadows within shadows. The skies, too, hold their hunters. The harpy eagle, already introduced, is not merely a bird of prey. It is an apex predator. It swoops silently from above, seizing monkeys and sloths with talons that can crush bones in an instant. For those who dwell in the canopy, fear does not come from below, but from above. What unites these predators, whether cat, reptile, bird, or insect, is a perfection of their design. Each one has been shaped by the forest itself, sculpted by evolution to fill a role in the great balance of life. The jaguar keeps herbivores in check. The caiman controls fish populations. The anaconda rules the waterways. Even the bullet ant, in its tiny way, contributes to the web of survival. Without them, the forest would collapse. Predators are not villains in this story. They are the guardians of balance. And yet, to witness them is to feel fear. The Amazon humbles us with its beauty, but also reminds us of our fragility. Here, humans are not at the top of the chain. Here, we walk carefully, aware that in the shadows, eyes are watching. As night deepens, the forest transforms. Jaguars move silently along riverbanks. Caimans slip from the shore into dark waters. Anacondas coil beneath floating vegetation. Insects hum louder, filling the air with tension. The jungle does not sleep. It waits. To survive here is to respect the hunters, to understand their place, and to acknowledge our own. For the predators of the jungle are not enemies. They are reminders. Reminders that this world is older than us, stronger than us, and wilder than anything we can tame. And so, the chapter of predators closes. But life in the Amazon does not end with shadows and fear. Above the hunters, high in the canopy, lies another world, a lighter, brighter realm filled with monkeys, sloths, and creatures that thrive in the green roof of the forest. The jungle has shown us its teeth. Now it will show us its playful side. High above the forest floor, where sunlight touches the green roof of the world, lies a hidden kingdom. The canopy of the Amazon is a universe in itself, layered with secrets, alive with voices, and rich with creatures that may never set foot on the ground. To climb into the canopy is to step into another dimension, a place of light, color, and constant motion. The canopy begins where the great trunks of trees give way to spreading crowns. Here, 40 meters above the earth, the branches interlock like fingers, forming bridges and pathways that stretch endlessly across the horizon. For the animals that live here, the canopy is not just a home. It is the only world they will ever know. Among its most recognizable residents are the monkeys. The howler monkey, one of the loudest voices in the animal kingdom, declares its presence at dawn with a roar that can be heard from kilometers away. Deep and guttural, it echoes like thunder rolling across the forest, warning rivals and uniting troops. Their prehensile tails grip branches as securely as an extra hand, allowing them to swing with ease through the treetops. To hear their calls at sunrise is to be reminded that the Amazon awakens not in silence, but in a chorus of power. Close cousins of the howler are the Capuchin monkeys, agile and intelligent. Known for their cleverness, they use tools, crack open nuts, and solve problems that even challenge human researchers. In their lively troops, play is as important as survival. Young ones chase each other across branches, tumbling and leaping in games that teach them the skills they will need for adulthood. To watch Capuchins is to glimpse curiosity in its purest form. And then there are the squirrel monkeys, tiny acrobats of the canopy, moving in large troops. Sometimes 100 strong, they swarm to the branches like flowing rivers of fur. Their chatter fills the air, a constant background of excitement and communication. For them, safety lies in numbers. Together, they watch for predators, share food, and raise their young in a social dance of survival. But perhaps the most iconic figure of the canopy is not the monkey, but the sloth. Slow, deliberate, and endlessly patient, the sloth embodies a different rhythm of life. Draped across branches, it moves only when necessary, conserving energy in a world where speed is often a difference between life and death. Its fur, tinge with green from algae, serves as camouflage, blending perfectly into the foliage. The sloth's unhurried existence is a reminder that in the Amazon, there are many ways to survive, some fast and fierce, others slow and steady. Yet the canopy is not ruled only by mammals. Birds, insects, and reptiles share this crowded world. Brightly colored parrots nest in hollow trunks, their calls mingling with the chatter of monkeys. Butterflies the size of a human hand float, like living jewels, their wings flashing iridescent blues and purples in the sunlight. Lizards dash along branches, their movements so quick they vanish in a blink. Each branch is a highway, each leaf a stage, each flower a marketplace of nectar and color. Here, the competition for sunlight shapes everything. Trees stretch taller, pushing their crowns above their neighbors to capture every precious ray. Vines wind their way upward, climbing toward the sky in a relentless race for light. Orchids, bromeliads, and other epiphytes make their homes on the branches themselves, drawing water from the rain and air, creating gardens suspended in the heavens. These air plants are not parasites but tenants, building micro-worlds that shelter frogs, insects, and tiny creatures within their leaves. Life in the canopy is vibrant, but it is also dangerous. Every leap carries risk. A branch may break. A predator may strike. From above, the harpy eagle scans with piercing eyes. From below, jaguars watch for careless movements. The canopy demands agility, caution, and awareness at every step. For those who live here, survival is a daily dance of balance. At night, the canopy changes. As the sun disappears, bats take to the skies, fluttering between branches in search of fruit and insects. Moths as large as a man's hand drift through the air. The Amazon rainforest is more than a collection of trees, rivers, and wildlife. It is a living, breathing entity, a complex network of life that sustains not only the region but the entire planet. It is a source of oxygen, a regulator of climate, and a reservoir of biodiversity so immense that scientists are still discovering new species every year. Yet, it is also fragile, its fate intertwined with human choices and actions. As we look across the canopy, from the towering emergent trees to the delicate understory plants, we see the story of survival, adaptation, and interconnectedness. The rainforest is a masterclass in balance, every organism playing a part in maintaining harmony. And yet, it depends on us, the stewards of the earth, to ensure that this balance is not irrevocably lost. The indigenous guardians continue to lead the way, teaching that protection is not merely about conservation. It is about respect, reverence, and responsibility. Their knowledge, accumulated over millennia, shows us how to live in harmony with nature, to take only what is needed, and to give back to the land that sustains us. They remind us that human activity does not exist in isolation, but affects every branch, every river, and every creature in the rainforest. Each of us has a role to play in this mission. Awareness is the first step. Understanding the challenges, appreciating the beauty, and recognizing the urgency of the situation. Beyond awareness, action is necessary. Supporting sustainable practices, advocating for the rights of indigenous peoples, reducing the demand for products that drive deforestation, and contributing to environmental initiatives all help protect the Amazon and its treasures. Technology and science can also aid this cause. Satellite monitoring, drone surveillance, and environmental research provide tools to detect illegal activities, track changes in forests, and guide conservation efforts. Yet, tools alone cannot replace the commitment, the passion, and the ethical responsibility of humanity. The Amazon thrives when we respect it, when we understand our place within its ecosystem, and when we act to preserve for future generations. The rainforest whispers stories of resilience, courage, and the delicate interdependence of life. It challenges us to reconsider our choices, to embrace stewardship over exploitation, and to recognize that protecting the Amazon is protecting ourselves. Every tree saved, every river restored, and every species preserved is a victory for the planet. As the sun sets over the endless green canopy, the forest's voice reaches out to us all. It is a call to protect, to honor, and to act. The Amazon's future is not predetermined. It is shaped by our decisions, our actions, and our determination to preserve this irreplaceable treasure. Let us answer that call today, for the sake of life, for the legacy of generations to come, and for the continued heartbeat of our world. The rainforest is calling for all of us. Subscribe, leave a like, and be part of the movement to protect the Amazon and its invaluable treasures.